This is going to be a response to VenomFangX, aka Sean, uploading hopefully his final video on YouTube for at least a year, with any luck, on DPR Jones' channel. And it is a big apology. Yes, I have seen, and I want to address a few things addressing this apology. What's said in this apology, rather. Oh God, I'm stumbling over my own words already. But yeah, anyway. I think a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings about this. So far, from what I've seen, it's generally positive, and that generally people do believe him and that they want to, forgive him and want him to get help. I think it's pretty clear at this point that Sean is a mentally unstable and mentally unhealthy person, and perhaps admitting this is perhaps the first step towards recovery. However, I think I can see and I do understand how a lot of people can see this apology as being quite hollow, and it's just another apology rather than actually, being honest with everybody, and he's probably just going to return to. However, in this case, there is more information, there is more to the story than we initially know. I was going to mirror a video that DPR Jones recorded with Coctopus on his blog TV, which explains some of this, and he also put a good detail in the description of the video, which is features on my channel. It should be, and he has basically said that he Thunderfoot, Facts vs Religion, and one or two others have been in contact with Sean's family for a decent amount of time now. This is his real family. They are kind of honest people, and Sean is kind of the black sheep of the family, it would seem. And so they understand how Sean has been acting, and they understand that Sean needs to face up some consequences for his actions. However, we also need to realise that when a person is perhaps mentally unstable or mentally unhealthy, they may not realise or understand the full consequences of their words or their actions, or they may perceive it in a completely different light to how the majority of people may see it. And so Sean may not actually be fully aware of the damage and the negativity and the inhumanity of some of his words and his actions. His family have described him of having a heart of gold, but his head is not. And I can see where that's coming from. He may have genuinely good intentions. However, that being said, it is clear that his actions are really far from pure, and can come across as quite evil and quite malicious. And I think Sean is coming to only just understand this and only just to realise this. Especially because compared to his previous apologies and his previous feigning of emotion, this appears a lot more genuine. This time he is not using green screen, he is not scripting it. The video throughout seems unscripted. He is not turning it into a jab at other atheists or freethinkers or even other Christians on YouTube. And there's just so many things that he has done previously in his videos where he's so-called apologies and he's trying to gain sympathy that is just not prominent in this video. And DPR Jones has said this is his final chance. This is the last straw. If he does not seek further help, and he does not abide by these conditions, and he continues to reopen his YouTube channel and continuously file false DMCAs, then DPR Jones will be taking further action. That is a guarantee. I can see where people are coming from, where they think that they understand that it takes time to forgive. Yes, with someone like this, it does take a long time to forgive, and I can see how people would feel that perhaps DPR is pulling empty threats or is procrastinating. and again, I am not so sure of this, considering the amount of talks that he has been doing with his family, and you know what overall the amount of communication that he has been doing supposedly with Sean himself and his family directly. And so this leads me to trust DPR's judgment, and especially because he is a property lawyer himself and he's a very mature adult. Yeah, he make a lot of China's jokes on Blood TV, but you know, he knows what he's doing, and so I think it wouldn't be an act of blind faith to put our trust in DPR and to understand that he does know best. He probably will know best, and that I'm sure if Venom and Sean rather was to go and keep doing his previous course of action and firing false DMCAs, then he would be, facing further action and further legal action. I think we have to keep in mind how this is going to affect the family. I mean, imagine you had a son who's age 20 and you realised suddenly that he was saying such hate on YouTube across the internet and stealing from a charity. Some of you may be willing to disown you, but I'm pretty sure that many of you would feel very hurt, and it would be a lot of pain to see your son go through this and varying reactions. And really, I think it's time that we all accept that yes, he did some very inhumane things, but we are human overall. It is not a purely religious concept where someone must be religious to believe in redemption and forgiveness. Now, one point of disagreement I have with this video of Sean is the point where he suggests that removing all videos, or most videos, concerning him will help him move on. I'm not entirely sure. A lot of what he said is factually incorrect, and this could easily mislead the lesser educated people among us. And so, that being said, while I do think he needs to learn to move on, I don't think removing the videos would help overall to do that. And I think, as some others like Terror Rising have said, these videos will be a reference for how far he has come. This is him then, and he can compare it to how he is now and see where he has gone wrong. We can all look back and learn from things and see where we have gone wrong. And really, just completely forgetting it would be to completely forget what we did wrong in the first place and how to correct them. And so I think perhaps some annotations, would be necessary to perhaps highlight that circumstances have now changed. I want to bring up the creationist Stoned Commander as an example, because he initially made such a bogus claim that how come all the planets are round, obviously by gravity, and now he is an ex-creationist and is more of a free thinker, and now accepts both evolution, gravity, and has put behind him his weight. And so however, the videos are kind of a reference to how he was. Okay, I think I'll summarise this now. My main points are that yes, it'll take some time for Sean to be forgiven. However, I do think we should perhaps give him the chance to redeem himself, and if he can show that he will redeem himself and that he is taking action to improve his mental health, see a psychologist or a counsellor or some description, and considering that DPR is in contact with his family, he will know if this is going to be the case. He will know that this is going to happen. And I also think that removing videos of Sean is not the way to go, and so I don't think we can quite honour that request. However, I do think that we should keep in mind how much he can change, and that perhaps reference these as bygone attitudes and just as scientific references to show how much, how wrong he was, and how these claims are bogus, and how science does prevail overall. And it's mostly the factual claims rather than the whole business with the Sick Kids Hospital. One closing note, I do also think that he should try and find a way to give money back to the Sick Kids Hospital, as he once claimed he was going to do. That at least would show how much he has changed, and how he is willing to show he has changed, and that he will be worthy of redemption. And I certainly hope that he does become a better person overall. This is Nightmare 060, and I shall see you all on the dark side of the moon. Off and away.